able to achieve by massacring millions, if not billions of people.
I don't know.
Seems legit. Eren didn't really know what he was doing. He was just an idiot who fell into power and got lost along the way. Yes, another classic example of men who'd rather commit genocide, risk his friends dying, ensure the death of his own mother, than
instead of going to therapy.
You nasty.
Sakura says, your man behind the camera director. Here with another Gigguk reaction. AOT is finally over. Now, to be honest with you, I was not expecting this video from Gigguk. I do know he watches AOT and he has a couple other AOT videos that he's done, but it's one of those things I haven't had a chance to follow up on it for multiple reasons. Reason number one, I originally started reading AOT, and then when we started doing reactions, I've been stopped reading. I'd already stopped reading for like maybe 4 or 5 years. So like I had caught up to the part where season 4 started. So I hadn't read anything past where season 4 started, which is dope. So I wasn't sure if his videos were past, future, whatever. But now that the anime is completed, I feel like a part of me has slowly but surely just driven off. You know that scene in Fast and Furious where Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, they're driving and one goes right, one goes straight? Yo, that's how I feel with AOT. It's been a long time. That's exactly how I feel. Cause like, yo, I was reading AOT from like, I can't even tell you when. So to finally get the ending of the anime, and I have to go back and read the manga, man, it was beautiful. To be honest with you, I hear how decisive people are between the manga and the anime. Some people hate how it ended, some people love how it ended. I, as a professional, I feel like I have a true understanding of why it ended the way it ended. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've already either read or watched it all the way to the end. So I feel like I have to speak with spoilers. The show to me ended exactly the way it was supposed to end. The lesson, the objectives, everything that happened at the end, I feel like if you didn't like how it ended, I don't know if you really truly understood or really engulfed yourself into the story, because it's all about cycles. It's all about cycles, and it's a story about a guy who's trying to break a cycle, and he's trying everything. He literally has the power. He finally has the power to be the person to do something about it. And through all his trials and tribulations, he finds that even in his best solution, he can't break the cycle. It's insane. It's fantastic writing. It gives you hope, and it gives you grief, and it gives you defeat, and then it gives you hope again. It was beautifully done, in my opinion. People who wanted either an entirely evil ending from AOT, I feel like you just wanted to see the world burn. Anybody who wanted a happy-go-lucky ending for AOT, I feel like you didn't watch the show well enough to understand that there's not going to be a happy ending. It's gonna end as best case scenario as it possibly can, and that's why I truly feel like the ending for AOT was damn near perfect. Oh my god, it was so close to perfect. But we're not here to hear how I think about it. We're here to see what Gigguk also thought about it, how he broke it down, what he got out of it, and I'm interested to know his thoughts. Because of everyone that I've seen, like, you know, talk about AOT, I feel like Gigguk has a really good grasp on it, and I'm excited to jump into this video to see if he feels how I feel, or maybe, who knows, unpopular opinion, maybe Gigguk hated the ending too. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Y'all already know the vibes. Go to his video, be like, DN sent us, he was here, much love from the Nasty Cast. Come back, comment down below, who was your favorite character in AOT, and how did you feel about the ending? Were you on the side of negativity, where you didn't like how it ended? Were you on the side of positivity, where you enjoy how it ended? Did you like that the ending really wasn't the best, or was it like, yeah, this is what you expected? But yeah, reaction's about to start right now. Yup, full circle, bro. Daggone.
巨人の正体は人間であると。親父が巨人の力あるべきところから盗んだせいで、一体どれだけ
Fucking Z. Erwin.
人類を救える方を生かす。人類は滅んでなどいない。自分の命ぐらいいくらでも捧げてやるのに。全部殺せばヒーローになれるのか。俺は進み続ける。敵を駆逐するまで戦わなければ勝てない。見ててくれよ。ジーク。してやる。
There are times when a piece of media comes along that seems
Bro,
to become...
I'm telling you right now, the care and attention Gigguk put into that intro, just really setting out the story, setting the tone. Oh my God, bro. Like, I don't know if people realize it, but like everything he just showed in that first 90 seconds were like every single one of those moments were absolutely critical moments in the whole goddamn show. Like, damn.
There are times when a piece of media comes along that seems to become something bigger than just another show. Something that didn't just impact a small group of people, but blew past into the heights of popular culture to etch its way into the collective memories of everyone who was around in that time period. It becomes generational. When you look back, you not only remember everything that show did, but also the era of your life that show represented. For many of us, Attack on Titan was that show that was there through the journey we took to adult life. Not that show we started watching when we were some dumb kid that we've grown up from now, but the show that we found when we were transitioning into a new phase of life, discovering the harsh realities and responsibilities that came with it that we may or may not have been prepared for. And now, 10 years later, that journey has come to an end. Attack on Titan is finally over. It's been one hell of a journey, one that I've been on right from episode 1. So now, after having just seen the final moments of the final episode of the final parts of the final season, one more for the road. I have a mess of thoughts and feelings that I'm going to try and lay out coherently as best I can. What did I think of the ending? Was I satisfied? What kind of legacy did Attack on Titan leave?
Yes.
It's been a while since I talked about Attack on Titan, so much so people were starting to believe that I just fallen out of interest with it. But the truth is, I just didn't have that much new to add. The final season continued being hype, continued delivering on its complex political drama. Did anything happen since the last time I talked about it?
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Buddy.
The big thing was, of course, Eren initiating the rumbling, which was a plot development I had no idea was coming. No way any of us could have predicted this was actually going to happen. This was our Red Wedding, our Thanos Snap, a world-shaking fictional event that I believe will remain as a pop culture reference for years to come. And it's an event like this that exemplified what Attack on Titan does best. When you hear about a disaster, it's sometimes hard to rationalize in your mind. One person dying is a tragedy, a million people dying is a statistic. And the one amazing thing about the rumbling is it truly makes you feel the gravity of what that statistic actually means. This isn't just a percentage or a number on a page. These are people. Individual people fighting tooth and nail in a situation that is so far beyond saving. The true weight of Eren's decision is laid bare in front of you. Here is humanity at that darkest point, yet somehow, through the cruelty, you see glimpses of hope that shine through just the rawest moments of human nature and emotions. This is just fucking beautiful. One of my favorite episodes is the one where the characters we've grown to know on every side are just sitting in the circle discussing their next plans.
Oh, no hell yeah.
No big developments, just a group of people talking, trying to rationalize together an almost hopeless situation. Words are exchanged, emotions run high. You get to see the raw side of these characters being put in a position they'd never thought they'd be in, and you're just sitting there going, ooh, that's some spicy tea. It takes a special show to be able to just put some people in a room, let that scene play out, and have that be as gripping as seeing two Goliath beings locking fists. This, for simply put, it's just compelling television. The legacy the show had built was one that was not afraid to take risks, not afraid to break the mold, evolve, change up the entire reason you began watching in the first place, leading to some of the most moments you can find in entertainment.
I love that he said that. So one of my big things about ALT is I truly feel like people started it for the horror, for the Titans, right? But what happened was somewhere around like season 3, it really evolves into a socio-economic mech anime type thing. And a lot of people are like, oh, but AOT's not a mech anime. Yo, it's people in meat mechs. Like, it's a mech anime a little bit. And most mech anime touch on social, economic, wartime issues. And that turns a lot of people off. I think one of the great things AOT was able to do is pivot from time to time to time and really flesh out a full story, regardless of those pivots. So when Gigguk just said that, that's one of those moments where it's like, yes, that's the emotion, bro. That's the exact emotion.
Change up the entire reason you began watching in the first
place. The reason you started watching.
Some of the most gripping moments you can find in entertainment. How do you even begin to go about concluding all these characters, all these plot threads, 10 years worth of build-up? Would it rise up to meet the colossal weight of expectations it had, or would it lose it all, slip and fall?
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was funny. Why for that script? Because you know it's funny, bro.
My email and emailed Studio Wit. Hello, I am anime reviewer Gigguk. I will make a request of you. Many people want Eren and Mikasa to have a relationship.
Oh
Eren x Mikasa. I think if this happens, many people will enjoy the anime more.
The prophecy is true.
It happened!
The ending. If I had to pick a single word to describe my emotions after the ending, it would
be
satisfied.
Satisfied! Good!
Believing that Game of Thrones Season 8 was about to get a new sibling. But instead, what I saw was an imperfect, sometimes a little messy, but ultimately a fitting conclusion to a series that had already achieved so much over the years. For a series that took so many risks, I'm sure there were some people that were disappointed that everything ended in a pretty safe manner. Nothing too overly sad, nothing too overly happy, nothing really fell out my realm of expectations. And to
a relatively safe manner? People thought that this ending was safe. That's the first time I've heard that. It wasn't overly horrible. It wasn't overly safe. It was middle of the road. I don't know. That's interesting. Comment down below if you felt like that. If you felt like this ending, the anime ending, was safe. Because that's new to me. I haven't heard that. They felt like that was a safe ending. Wow. Wow. I didn't expect to hear that. People thought it was a safe manner. It wasn't too happy. It wasn't too sad. I don't know. I feel like they gave me happiness and they gave me enough sadness. But if that makes it safe, I guess, I don't know.
Nothing too overly sad, nothing too overly happy, nothing really fell out my realm of expectations, and to me that was completely fine. There's already a million different opinions on every single little detail, every scene, every line, who should have died, who should have lived, but pretty much my only issues boiled down to things revolving around the Titan lore and this single scene. Oh no. Please, I can't do this again, no! One of the big question marks I had was, where was Eren ultimately going with all this? What were the consequences going to be for initiating the rumbling? What was Eren able to achieve by massacring millions, if not billions of people? I
don't know. Seems legit.
It's revealed that Eren didn't really know what he was doing. He was just an idiot who fell into power and got lost along the way. Yes, another classic example of men who'd rather commit genocide, risk his friends dying, ensure the death of his own mother,
instead of going to therapy.
I actually really liked this idea that Eren was at heart the same angry, emotional kid we saw at the beginning. From the get-go, we see Eren as a person who tried to solve all his problems through impulse and rage, and as he got older, learns more about the world, learns that human conflict is way more complex and nuanced than he ever imagined it to be, while obtaining the power to make a real change. The only solution he could come up with was the only solution he ever knew. Kill.
Violence.
Kill Titans. Kill humans. Kill everyone that got in the way of his freedom, when, in the end, it was that very freedom that had enslaved him. The biggest trick Eren pulled on his friends, on the world, on us, was convincing us that he was him. He tried to be Lelouch and realized too late.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
You're not that guy, pal!
Such a fitting conclusion for the character.
No, deadass. I love that moment. He tried to be something that he really wasn't. I love that. I love it. He went into the world, he got enough information, he got nuance, and he tried to change, but it just wasn't enough. Oh, man. Beautiful.
I love this idea, and it felt like such a fitting conclusion for the character. Where this got a bit messy is when you throw this in with all the Titan timey-wimey bullshit. See, he wanted his friends to become the heroes by slaying him, but also he was going to wipe out 100% of humanity anyway if given the chance, so he's a psychotic idiot. Oh, but wait, his mind's a mess because he sees the past, present, and future simultaneously. This was a predetermined timeline where he actually initiated the death of his mum. Titan power mechanics, the paths, coordinates, these shines through when they are used to put characters in difficult situations with tough choices to make. The stakes are high and the consequences are always clear. But I came out of this conversation not exactly knowing what choices Eren had to make. Was this the only timeline he was tragically forced to enact? Was the rumbling a decision he made based on different futures he saw? Was he trying to set up a Code Geass ending for his friends? Was this all a facade and he had no idea what he was doing? Was it all of the above? Well, could have been something clear and concise, felt a bit jumbled up, and I thought by just having a few more scenes to really give a glimpse into what was really going on in his head, it could have saved a lot of confusion.
I love that
I
line.
just got called cringe by Armin. Armin, it's over. And this is pretty much my sentiment for every other big reveal in the final conversation. Turns out Eren and Mikasa had feelings for each other the entire time instead of having some sibling type relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, and so did Ymir, who actually loved King Fritz, the person that burned down her homeland.
Now that shit was weird.
Out her tongue. That was the thing that bound her for 2,000 years. She was just looking for someone to break her out of her shackles of love, and that real special chosen person was actually Mikasa. Why?
Mikasa Tsukasa.
The one thing that consistently blew my mind watching Attack on Titan is that no matter how crazy the plot got, it all—
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Of all the complaints I've heard about AOT, that one plot line is the one plot line where I'm like, I understand what y'all was trying to do. I do. But nigga, what the fuck was that? It's still not a terrible plot line. It's still like, it shows how the same way Eren was bound to freedom is the same way this Ymir was bound to love. And it's like, but why would she love the man who XYZ? You really can't answer that sometimes. You really can't. It's like, to me, I took it as like a Stockholm type of love, especially the stuff that he put her through, that she didn't understand different types of love. And because Ymir didn't understand different types of love, she needed to see different types of love. That's why you see the relationships between Mikasa and Eren. She's observing the relationship between Gracia and his wife. She's seeing the different relationships between the people in Marley. There's a lot of, even the relationship between Armin and Annie. There's a lot of different forms and different levels of love that Ymir just couldn't grasp or understand. So come full circle when Mikasa shows her that you can both have unconditional love, but also just because you love somebody doesn't mean you have to go with what they're doing. I feel like from that holistic view, that's where I took it from. I'm like, oh, she loved him. She didn't understand that she loved him or why she loved him. But once she saw the whole Mikasa Eren thing and how it ended, Ymir was like, oh, I can both love him and not do what he says. Damn. So even though that one plot point, I really was like, ooh, y'all are kind of on that one. Because I have enough experience in life and relationships. Ooh, that sounded wrong. I kind of understood where and why that was a plot point that was able to work. Comment down below if you think I'm spitting on it. Make sure you timestamp this part too. I feel like I was able to say it the way I wanted to say it, and I hope that it comes across correctly.
Consistently blew my mind watching Attack on Titan is that no matter how crazy the plot got, it always felt so natural. Every major development was meticulously crafted. Every twist was carefully planned out.
It was.
Compared to that, a lot of this felt like we were throwing this out of left field. Eren and Mikasa having feelings for each other, Ymir having some twisted love for her king, Mikasa being her chosen one. All of these are interesting ideas that I kind of see what the intention is, and I guess it kind of makes sense, but for the very first time, I didn't feel that same airtight execution as everything that came before it. Especially since it took the true ship that was foreshadowed this entire time.
This is the ship that I wasn't ready for. So like, I'm glad Gigguk feels the same way, right? I do feel like that it wasn't done the best, but it was well done. But the Armin Eren ship is actually always right in front of us, right? But I didn't take it as serious. But like, when they showed us this part here, I was like, I see the bonds. That's why even though Levi was like, yo, I should Erwin would not have been able to go through the multiple like times. Oh yeah, by the way, I also feel this. Eren went through multiple timelines and multiple lives with Armin discussing different plans and it didn't work out. I don't have any proof behind it, but I feel like the way they talk in the Mindscape and the way Eren erases the talks they have in the Mindscape, if you told me that Eren talked Eren had 1,000 conversations with Armin. 1,000 times he tried different plans, and 1,000 times it didn't work. And this is why they're so strong in the mindscape. And they're like, yeah, this is our fault together. That's what I believe. That's how I feel like it was depicted. And that's why when this moment here happens, like, yeah, I'll see you in hell together forever. It's like, yeah, we tried everything we could think of and we just couldn't figure it out. So your crimes are my crimes are your crimes, because I tried to stop you. I tried to give you different ideas, and Lord knows what fucked up shit ideas I gave you to try. And he just doesn't remember. But as he gets a memory back, he's like, oh shit, I gave you that idea to eat your mom. Or like, oh shit, I'm the one who made sure that you knew that that Levi would choose me over Erwin. Or, oh shit, I was there when you decided Sasha had to die. Eek, that's bad. So I understand it, if that's the depiction. Oh!
Alright, rant over. I realize that I've just spent the last few minutes nitpicking details, but I hope you understand that this is only compared to the insanely high standards the series had set itself previously. With a show that juggled so many moving parts, characters, geopolitics, time travel, Titan law mechanics. If my only complaints is a messy execution on a few aspects in the final scene, it in no way hampers the show's accomplishments, and all I really wanted anyway was for it to nail its final message, which it did. I'd said before that with everything the series had done, all it needed to do was land on 2 feet, and while I don't think we got that perfect 10 out of 10 landing, to me, this more felt like, oh, okay, impressive, oh no, oh, was it gonna fumble? Alright, we take those. We got the short-term happiness that Eren yearned for. The people he loved got to live out the long, peaceful lives they deserved. Everyone we care about got the send-offs they so rightfully earned. But it was only a matter of time before the peace they fought so hard for ended, war breaks out, and the cycle begins anew. It showed us no matter how hard one person tries, no matter what change you enact, conflict is inevitable, and humanity is doomed to repeat itself.
Thank you! Oh my god!
Everyone won. And everyone lost.
Nigga! Nigga, yes! Oh my god. See, this is why I fucking like Gigguk. Because he understands, bro. He gets it, bro. He gets it. Or at least we align in this thought process. That's the important thing. It's a cycle. It never ends. It's always going to repeat. You can have the ultimate power and enact your will. But guess what? If nobody learns the lesson, the cycle just repeats. Oh my god. Nailed, bro.
Doomed
like that guy to the cross.
Who won? Who lost? Everyone won. And everyone lost. And to me, that felt like a cruel but poetic ending to the unforgivingly harsh world Attack on Titan presented us with. But you know what? Even though on paper this is technically a really grim ending, it didn't make me feel hopeless. Like the characters, we know the harsh reality of the world. This was a series that was unforgiving to every person in it, that was willing to put its characters through unimaginable suffering and pain, place them in a living hell. Yet, despite this, they struggled on anyway. Why? Because no matter how bleak, no matter how dark, there is still a willingness to hope for a better tomorrow while acknowledging the harsh truths of today. That's what Attack on Titan meant to me. It might not be the greatest ending of all time, but it is, to me, the fitting ending to one of the greatest stories we've seen in anime. This was a tale that has given me every emotion under the sun, a story that has shocked me, touched me, inspired me in a way few pieces of art ever could, and I don't doubt that it will be a long time before we see a series like this come around again. This wasn't just a show that blew up in the anime community. This was a show that grew up with the anime community. A show that blasted past the reach of what we thought anime was capable of, and showed the world just how great this medium could be. Some of us discovered anime because of this show. Some of us fell back in love with anime because of this show. Some of us will never forget anime because of this show. Years from now, when you're reminiscing about that time, every convention was filled with Survey Corps uniforms. Knee-jerk reaction to someone shouting Sasageyo. The emotional rush of hearing Erwin's last speech, the collective shock of seeing the rumbling being initiated, and some person goes, I don't get it. There's only one reply you can say. You just had to be there. This is what it means to be a generation-defining show. This wasn't just the best end of all time. This was the end of an era.
Nah, an era, bro. Goosebumps, nigga. Goosebumps! And he used the end. Yo, literally the best anime of all. That's Gigguk's take on the end of Attack on Titan. I feel like me and Gigguk might be kindred spirits. He was able to say everything I wanted to say and articulate it in such a beautiful way. Of course, you know, if you watch the whole video, I threw in my own stuff after he was done talking. Sometimes I interrupted him to get my chest off, and then I would hit play, and he'd say the exact same thing I'm saying. It's one of those things, like, I truly feel like that the anime, 10 out of 10. Top 3 anime of all time, and it's not number 3, right? But I feel like the ending was definitely like an 8 out of 10, man. It was an 8 out of 10. That doesn't make it bad. That doesn't make it horrible. That means it was a good ass ending. Were some things kind of off? Yeah, some things were kind of off. But at the same time, you can still see the connections and why they did it that way and how they decided to flesh it out and build into it. It's one of those things where, like, you want it to be a 10 out of 10, but it wasn't, and that's okay. I truly feel validated in that some people just didn't truly like the ending because they wanted either total and utter destruction or they wanted 100% fixed happy ending. I feel like a lot of people use anime as escapism, but Attack on Titan does not let you escape. It takes some of the horrors of the real world, some of the true social economic issues of the real world, some of the racism, I'll just say it, and it kind of just throws it in your goddamn face. And if you're trying to run away, you're trying to escape, you don't want to see that, then this really wasn't the anime for you. And if you even made it to the end of AOT, it's like, yeah, you were never going to be satisfied with the ending. A lot of times, and sometimes I feel bad when I say, like, oh, you just didn't get it or you didn't understand it, you weren't watching the same anime as me. I feel bad when I say that, but after hearing after hearing what Gigguk says and, you know, some of my friends, I truly feel that way. It's like, oh, you came to AOT for XYZ, but it's always been about ABC, bro. It's always been about ABC. You just didn't realize it, you just didn't know it, and it kind of ruined your expectations. So hearing how Gigguk describes and talks about some of the plot points, even me in this video not realizing that, like, how big of a plot point it is that the Eren and Armin ship, like, I know they're best friends, I know that, but, like, even it's not till now it really hit me. I'm like, no, like, they were fucking besties, bro. Like, when he said ship, I'm like, I never shipped them. I never heard anybody ship them. Yo, after hearing, I'm like, oh no, I understand it. That is its own ship. They were a nice little throuple, bro. Even in the end of finale, when he's talking about, I just want to run up that hill together one last time. They were truly a throuple. They really were. Everybody loved everybody. Even the way Mikasa stuck by Armin's side at all times, checking on him, make sure he was okay. Mikasa and Eren, obvious. Eren and Armin, now way more obvious. It was just beautiful, man. It was just absolutely beautiful. Realizing that Eren, and it's interesting, everyone in the show kind of had their moments of growth. Levi, Erwin, Hanji, everybody went through their moments of growth in horror. The only person who really didn't grow too much was Eren, bro. He grew up, like, in age-wise, in his thinking and his actions, though. I love that Gigguk said it, and it's something that even I didn't realize. He was still that angry little kid that all he knew how to do, like, oh, I ran into a problem, sneak it. Oh, you don't like me? Kill him. It's so jarring, but it's right in front of you the whole time. Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie. I said it once, I'll say it again. I had already felt validated talking to my friends who truly love AOT, who watch the beginning and who've read the manga. I truly felt validated in hearing how they talk about it. They're like, no, AOT is still one of the greatest animes of all time. The ending was good, but it had some issues. And hearing Gigguk talk about it, it's like, yeah, I understand it. If you can't comprehend and you can't grasp that the cycle is going to continue and that this was a satisfying and not a perfect ending, but a very satisfying ending, I don't know what to tell you. I would have to question, did you actually enjoy AOT, or were you just watching for the destruction? Did you actually understand the characters, or were you just watching because you felt like it was something you had to finish? And it sounds like I'm being a dick. It sounds like I'm being an asshole. But at the end of the day, I truly love this series. I love it so much that even with its minor flaws, I'm like, I see your flaws, and we could sit here and nitpick about it, but man, you did a lot of good. I'm not one to always focus on the negative. I'm one to be like, yo, where's the positive? And I think overall, this show was a net positive across the board. End of an era, like Gigguk said. End of an era. Beautiful, man. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Comment down below, what would you rate AOT? Make sure you did all the other call to actions that I said in the video, in the intro and in between. Do all those call to actions. I really want to know y'all takes. I want to know how you feel about it. Were you satisfied? What do you rate it? Me personally, I'm gonna go pick up the manga where I left off, which starts with the Marley stuff, right? Right after Gracia's like, right after that dude saved Gracia, and he's like, who's Annie and Armin? That's where, right when the Marley stuff starts, that's where I stopped reading, like way back when I was legit. So I'm excited to pick the manga back up. I want to see the differences, and I want to see if the manga readers actually had a reason to be upset. I'm not gonna lie, after I went from manga to anime only, I don't know what could possibly happen in the manga that would have everyone up in arms. So I'm excited to go back and read it, and that's that. Hey, if you made this far and you haven't already, you already know, drop a like, drop a sub, do all the call to actions. Make sure you leave those comments below. Make sure you drop timestamps. Check out the Patreon link, uncut, unreleased reactions. Let me know if you would watch me do a AOT rewatch, because honestly, I love it so much, bitch, I might. I'm your man behind the cam, as always. Yo, never forget, stay nasty, y'all.
You wanna go around? Oh, like, I'm really fucking shaking, bro.